Well, I figured I wasn't even supposed to be here.
You're just here so you won't get fined.
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Brian's allowed to reference sports.
He's watched 4 of them now.
Sports.
Yay! So, I thought, you know, since I'm not supposed to be here, maybe I can do something even less rom-com-y than the other 3 really were. Which, by the way, was something I noticed about this week. Nobody really picked a true cliche rom-com. We did not have one cliche rom-com. Yes, Josh, yours was the rommiest and the commiest. I would agree.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think it fits in there true enough, but it was a romantic comedy. It wasn't like 50 First Dates, like when people think rom-com. But, anyway.
Wikipedia still defines mine as rom-com.
For my movie, I decided to pick one that I've tried to get Ryan to watch for a long time. And I Googled it to make sure that the first 2 genres were romance and comedy. The Princess Bride.
Grandfather's here.
Mom, can't you tell me I'm sick? He'll pinch my cheek. I hate that.
Maybe he won't.
Hey, how was this sickie? Huh? I brought you a special present.
What is it?
It was the book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father. And today, I'm going to read it to you.
1987, Carrie Elwes. Can't think of the girl's name. Whatever. Fred Savage is in it.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, the guy from Criminal Minds. Billy Crystal. Yeah, this movie is from 1987, and it revolves around a boy who's sick in bed, and his grandpa comes over and reads him a story to help him feel better. And the story is the story of Wesley and Princess Buttercup. Basically, they have true love, and then Wesley is ripped away from Princess Buttercup. She believes him dead, and then she becomes betrothed to Prince Humperdinck. And then Wesley comes back, and we have all kinds of crazy adventures. Again, I picked this movie because, one, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is probably one of the most rewatchable movies, in my opinion, and it fit into rom-com just enough. And again, I'm not supposed to be here, so I was just like, you know what, I can probably get away with this.
It was a time when life didn't seem so complicated.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
What?
What?
I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I honestly don't know what to say about this movie. I know I've seen it once before when I was very, very young. And I remember like 2 scenes from it. And one of them was because I've seen it on the internet like recently. It's an interesting movie. I'll give you the fact that its rewatchability is probably high. I don't know if I would watch it again, but I could see where you can find enjoyment watching it again and kind of noticing certain things that you might not the first time. I don't know. This is borderline romantic comedy. This is a romance comedy. It's not a romantic comedy. It's a romance comedy. Just taking 2 of the genres in there. And it was enjoyable. And that's the weird part about it, is that I enjoyed the movie, and there were some parts where I didn't like it. There were some parts where it's just kind of like, all right, let's get this thing moving, and I kind of just want to be done with this, but let's go. And they could have, and I can't even think of any certain parts.
Like the fire squad?
Yeah, maybe. That was freaking weird. But there were some great parts in it that were hilarious. And then there's some weird parts that I could have done without. But overall, it's just caught in the middle somewhere. It was weird how kind of enjoyable it was. And I'll just let you guys talk about it, because I don't know what else to say.
A courtly age of gentle conversation.
I will always come for you.
But how can you be sure?
This is true love.
Oh no. Is this a kissing book?
No. Actually, there was a lot of treachery, peril, and revenge.
Prepare to die.
Alright, well, Princess Bride, I'd never seen it before, and I've been meaning to see it for a long time. I've heard only great things about it, and I loved it. I really did, yeah. It's not really a rom-com, but I mean, I think it like just barely qualifies, just barely. About the same amount The Ringer does. Yeah, just barely. But I loved it. I thought it was freaking hilarious. And the only scene I'd ever seen before was the Battle of Wits, which was, incredible. But like, I loved the movie. I was thoroughly entertained the whole time. I absolutely loved it. I would totally watch it again. They say it's one of the most rewatchable movies of all time, and I want to rewatch it. It's phenomenal. It wasn't quite what I expected, and I'm glad for that. But yeah, I enjoyed every second of it. I thought it was wonderful. So, we'll watch again.
Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
There were affairs of state.
But I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilda to frame for it. I'm swamped.
This is a classic movie. I love this movie. I've seen it a total of probably like 12 times, but I only remember like 4 of those times. But it's a whole new adventure every time you watch it. Like, it's the same movie, but you just experience it in a whole new way every time, I feel. All parts of it are just so ridiculous and so, I don't know, just wonky adventures that are just great. Would watch again lots of times.
Will watch again.
Yes.
And affairs of the heart.
My Wesley will always come for me.
Your Wesley is dead.
I've seen worse.
Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
It's more than turning.
What's the difference? We've got him.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Bye-bye.
Well, I didn't really want to say a whole lot about my opinion of the movie before we went through everyone else, because I was just curious. This movie, I think, is, for me, in the top 3 quotable movies ever, because almost every single line can be a quote. Inconceivable by itself is a quote.
This movie is inconceivable.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And to go with your guys is like it not really being a rom-com. Like I said at the beginning, I knew it was a stretch. And I was like, you know what? Not even supposed to be here. But you know what? Ultimately though, this is kind of how I justify it. The movie's theme is all about true love. So there you've got the romance, and it's all about Wesley and Buttercup, trying to be together. That's what the movie's about, the romance. Now, I think when people think rom-com, they think about the com being the awkward moments and the tension and the things that arise between the characters that we find uncomfortable and we're glad it's not us, and that makes it funny. Or like, maybe things that we can relate to, and that makes it funny because we've been there. This movie is not that kind of comedy movie. This movie is men in tights, 80s style slapstick comedy, and that's where I think it doesn't quite fit into rom-com, is because like when you look at a normal rom-com, even if it's unrealistic as hell, it's stuff that could still possibly happen. This, no, not even a little bit.
The rope scene.
He's climbing faster than me, but he's only got himself to carry. I've got 3 people. And and by the way, the swordsmanship in the duel between Inigo and Wesley, fantastic. Left-handed and right-handed.
That was awesome.
I love this movie.
Great sportsmanship too.
Great sportsmanship. He's like, I swear on the soul of my father, you will reach the top alive. Yeah.
Good stuff.
No too many Spaniards, no good. Just so many quotes in that movie. I could go on forever, but you know what? If you haven't seen it, watch it. Keep an open mind, and if you didn't like it, watch it one more time. If you didn't like it, watch it a third time. Just watch the movie until you like it.
Stockholm Syndrome.
And your life will be better.
That's true.
And at least you'll get all the references. So, I don't really have anything else to say about that movie. Watch it.
Moving on.
Goodbye!
Goodbye!
It's a story of love, a tale of adventure. It's as real as the feelings you feel.
They're kissing again.
Someday you may not mind so much.
The Princess Bride. Not just your basic, average, everyday, ordinary, run-of-the-mill, ho-hum fairy tale.